Good morning, YouTube. Right, I'm going to do a repotting video. I'm going to pot on some cymbidums. I uploaded a video yesterday of my cymbidums, and I explained that I was going to repot some, and I had a couple of questions around what I use, when I do it, things like that. So what I'm going to do, it's easier just to answer this question by showing you and talking you through the process. So that's what we're going to do. So basically I've got all my equipment. So I've got my crocks there for the bottom of the pot. Put that one in there. Got my bin here for the rubbish. I got the plant, obviously, and then in here, let's just move those, is the potting mix. Excuse me. So in here I've just got larger bark, so not the largest bark you can get, but I don't know, I just don't really like the really big stuff. Excuse me. So I tend to use this sort of what I call medium all-purpose size. So in here I've got a mixture of bark, hopefully you can see that, bark and sphagnum moss. Now this is purchased sphagnum moss, this is not the stuff that we grow. And I'm in the shade house. It's lovely in here today, so we finally got some decent weather here in New Zealand, so that's good. So I've just mixed all this up. So I suppose the ratio was about probably 3 parts bark, 1 part sphagnum moss. So it's no particular science. I'm not following any particular recipe. I just put in what I thought was enough and gave it a good mix up. You know, it's best to have sort of shorter pieces of sphagnum as much as you can. And this was stuff that I already had, and it was already broken up, so I didn't have to break it up too much. So that's that. So let's get started. So here's the pot. So this will fit in here okay, like that. So it's quite tight in its existing pot right now. So I have to get this out of here. Now this will be interesting because, I mean, I don't really have to put it in there because the floor here is covered in bark. But I'm just going to roll it like this on the side of the table. Hopefully you can see that. Now there are some roots coming out at the bottom. So I'm going to try and not damage those if I can help it. Well, that one's actually dead anyway, so I can pull that one off. But it's well and truly pot bound, so it's just a case of easing it if I can. I might have to put it on the floor and stand on it and roll it around, because they really do get pot bound, these. And I want to do all this without damaging this new growth here. Can you see it? So let's see if I can get it out a bit more. I'm just moving a little bit. Yeah, it's moving a little bit. So let's just put the labels to one side. This one's actually called Volcanic Fire. So I think this is sort of like the orangey reddy one I had. So it's just a case of keep rolling. Excuse me, I still got my cough. And I am sat down for this video because I'm having, it's coming out. There we go. There, look, wow. Look at that. Look at those roots. My word, that really was in its pot. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry too much about the bin. I'm going to just sort of take as much of this old stuff away as I can without sort of damaging the plant. You know, it's very broken down. Can you see that? How it's really broken down inside. And you can see on here how it's broken down. So it's probably a good thing that I'm doing this. So I realised that somebody made a comment that this is probably going to soak, and that's fine. If it soaks, it can soak. I'd rather repot this one now before it gets too unhappy, and then I don't have to worry about it for a little while. So, well, it's really, really broken down. So while I'm here, I'm just going to have a quick look at the roots. I mean, they all feel pretty good actually. They're not in the middle here where it's quite a bit of broken down stuff. So I'm going to use my scissors and I'm just going to do that to get a lot of it out. I'm not going to rinse it or anything because I'd have to rinse it with cold water, and I just basically I can't be bothered to go and warm the kettle up and worry about it. I mean, these have been outside all night, and it got down to 5 degrees last night, so I hardly think that they're going to be bothered, to be honest with you. So there's quite a bit of stuff coming out. Broke a few roots, but that's okay. Just get out as much as you can. A couple of old bits of bulbs come out, that's fine. Bit of stuff, so give them a little bit of a clean up while you're at it. Now the new shoot is here, so I'm going to put it in the pot. So this part is the back of the pot, so this part is at the back, this part is at the front. So I probably think that's enough. Now, see if I can just get a little bit out from there. Yeah, I don't want to go too rough around those new shoot area. So I think that'll do for now. So I might just give it a bit of a shake out actually. Oh, that did it. So that'll do for now. So it's sort of like a bit of, I'm going to trim that off. I did trim my other ones off that I repotted, and that could be part of the reason why they didn't flower this year. They might have just been soaking. So I think that'll do. So just stand that in there and clear the decks here a minute. It's so great when you can do this stuff outside. It doesn't matter how much mess I make, and I am a very messy worker, as my husband's found out. I'm not messy indoors, I'm just very messy outdoors, so it's funny. Anyway, so let's have a look. So we've got the pot, so let's put a bit of medium in the pot. Now I'm going to use this as a topping up there. That's there, sorry. So like I say, the roots, the new growths here, look. So I'm going to put it at the back of the pot like that. I'm not going to worry too much about filling up in between. I'm going to put a little bit of medium around that edge, just to give it a soft edge, making sure it's not coming forward too much. These are what I call the scruffy orchids. I find that the Cymbidum flowers are absolutely stunning, but the actual plant I find is quite scruffy. It's scruffy looking. So I've probably got enough mix here just to do about 3. I might have to mix some more up, but give it a good shake and make sure it's patted down. More on that side. So just make sure you don't plant it deeper than what it was in its original pot, because you don't want anything to rot. And I think that'll do it. Sorry, hair in the way. So there. So hopefully you can see that. So the last thing to do now is to put the labels in. I don't know what this label is. It just says 3340. So I don't know, maybe that's some sort of the flask it came out of originally. Who knows? but this is the original. This is from Eva Orchids up on the North Island, and I met Eva the weekend when I went to Wellington. She's a very nice lady, Chinese lady, and you know, she obviously grows very good cymbidiums. Right, so volcanic fire. Yeah, put the label that way because they do tend to fade. So that's that one done. So very happy with that. And I'll go and get another one, and we'll do another one. Hello, Dexter. Dexter's coming to visit me. So I'm going to put this in. This is quite a nice pot. These are these sort of like squat pots, they're called, and I quite like them. Dexter's gone out. So this is, what's this one called? This one's called Guard Apricot Glow. So, and this is in a very, I don't know if you can see it, but the pot is very protruding in places and very lumpy, bumpy. So I think it really does need to come out of its pot. So just shake off the worst of it. Not too many roots are coming out the bottom. So again, it's just a case of, I've been there, collect the rubbish. So I hope I've answered the questions. I think it was a lady, or it could be a man actually, Chris Bickley asked the questions. So hopefully I've, this pot, look, this pot is so, oh well, it's easier just to pull it off like that. There you go. Again, the stuff seems very broken down. Could have been in here. Oh my god, it's almost like compost. So, yeah, it's definitely time to be potted on. I guess the nurseries just grow them mainly for the cut flower business, and you know, when they've done their best, I guess they sell them off. I'm going to have to split this, so I am going to have to split this one a bit. Wow, this one is solid. So I'm going to cut up here. Oh my god, you're going to say, but I have to. I need to get in there and get some of that rotten media out. Can you see it? Just pick up a handful of it and you can see how it's broken down. It's virtually turned to compost. Can you see that? I hope you can see it. I can't really see what I'm recording very well because it's so bright out here. So I'm just going to very broken down. So I'm glad I chose to repot this. Maybe, I'm now thinking maybe I should repot the others I got from her. I mean, the roots are healthy. I mean, they're all nice and plump and, you know, looking okay. Just pull bits of old sheath off as well while I'm here. You know, there's no sign of bugs. There's no sign of any... Oh, I've got... And there's a... So that's good. I was wondering how to plant this one because I couldn't see a growth coming. And you actually can see a growth, hopefully. It's very small, but it's just in there. So I've got to be careful not to damage that growth. That should be enough. I think that'll do for now. I don't want to take too much off. Just put that there and get rid of the rubbish. Oops, bin's falling. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, my rubbish bin's falling apart. It's the sun. Get rid of all that. Right. So, that we're going to fit in here. Yes, he is. I used to be afraid of these. You know, I would be really delicate how I handled them, and they're tough plants. They really are. Just get most of the shoots, dead bits off as much as I can. Sorry, I thought somebody had come then to the house. Normally the dogs alert me, but if it's their dad or my son, they don't alert. Right, that'll do, I think. A little bit there, a little bit there. Yeah, that's good. So that new growth is around there, coming out. Just tidy up around that a little bit. There we go. Right, so let's get a bit of crock. At the bottom, cover up the hole. And then put some of this in the pot. And then again, I'm going to plant it so that its back's against that way. Not too deep. Backfill. Excuse me a minute, I think somebody did arrive and I think they're calling for me, so I'm just going to pause the video a second. Sorry about that, it was my husband. So let's carry on finishing this one and then go and see what he's up to. Obviously, I'm not going to probably get the stuff right in the middle there. I mean, I'm going to try my best to get it in, give it a good shake, and push around. Use my fingers to push it in amongst the roots, and I am going to be damaging roots while I do this, but that's fine. You know, I can't do anything about that. It is what it is. It's got to be secure in its pot. Give it a good firming, as long as I don't mess up that new shoot, which is there. Probably should have twisted it around a bit more. That's better. Oops, that didn't work, did it? Right, so I think that'll do. That looks pretty good to me. It's no deeper than it was. The new growth's coming there. I probably could have twisted it around a bit more that way, but hey, that'll do. It's got all this room, you know, and hopefully it'll grow. I mean, why don't they just pick the biggest space in the pot and grow their shoots out from there? Why do they have to find the little tiny space? It must be because they like being all squashed in and compact. So anyway, I think that'll do for now. So any more questions, please, you know, please ask. I'm quite happy to answer them as best. You know, I'm not very knowledgeable with orchids. I mean, I know some stuff. You know, I've been doing it for well over a couple of years now, and I'm gradually learning a lot more. But if I can answer your questions, I will. And so I'm back. I'm putting this on the end of the other video. I just wanted to show you what I consider a very poor example of a Cymbidum. And it's really warmed up here, so I've taken my long sleeve shirt off and just put my t-shirt on. So this one I bought specifically because of its name. It's called Beauty Fred, and we used to have a dog called Fred. My first dog that I got when I was in New Zealand, and he was an absolute beauty. So I bought this plant in his name, to honour his name, and he died a couple of years ago. And I'm not happy, basically. I mean, look at this. This was the one that was quite wobbly in its pot, so I thought, well, that definitely needs repotting, and it just fell out its pot. I brought it over here, and it was in quite a large pot, as you can see, the largest pot of all, actually, out of the ones I bought, and the medium, although it was broken down a bit, it wasn't broken down as much as the others, so I'm not saying that the seller just put this one in there to sell it. I don't know. He may not have been aware of the state of the medium, but you'd expect them to know that. So I've had a good look at it. I've taken off as much of the root system as I can. I'm not taking all of it off because I need something, you know, if I was to get rid of this, I need something so it can sort of anchor in the pot a little bit, because there's quite a lot of top growth on here. And I don't know if I've already said, but I have pulled one of the back bulbs off, and I'm not keeping that. So originally I had this big pot lined up for it, so it's way too big for that now. So the next pot I got that's probably suitable is this one, so I'm going to put it in here. So I've got the crock in the bottom, and put some medium in there, a little bit, and then I'm going to put it in. And oh, before I put it in, I have found what quite possibly is a new growth, which is very surprising really, because I'm surprised that it's got anything going on it at the state it's in. But I don't know if you'll be able to see, but just in there, hopefully you can see it. I can't see what I'm filming very well, but there is a new growth, very small, bright green new growth in there. So here we go. So I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to anchor it as best I can at the back, and hopefully this one will survive. I really want this one to survive because of its name, you know. Like I said, I've got this in honour of my little Freddie. He was a beautiful dog. We got him sort of about 6 months after we were here, and I was really struggling settling him into the new country. I think I've told you before, really struggling. And basically we got Fred. He was the reason for me to get out of bed in the mornings, because I wasn't working at the time, and my two boys were a lot older, you know, they were at school or doing their own things, so I didn't have to get up and see to them. And Fred, you know, Fred needed attention. He needed to go out, and he needed to be walked and fed, and he was such a good boy. I loved him to bits. And yeah, so I got this one specifically in his honour, to honour him. Especially, you know, Fred is buried in this garden. He's buried over there actually, with a ball, because he was ball crazy. And so I got this plant because I thought, I can't take Fred with me, but I could take a plant that's named after him with me. So I really do want this plant to survive. So I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure it does. It's fairly secure in the pot now. Hopefully that'll do. Yeah. So I think it's going to be alright. I'm not going to test it by doing the lift test that some people do, because it hasn't got enough roots to do that. But hey, you know, I think that's the best I can do for it, and with a bit of luck, it'll be alright. We'll keep our fingers crossed, shall we say. So yeah, so that's a poor example. That's a poor root system on a Cymbidum. After the other two being such good root systems, I was a little bit disappointed. If it had a different name, I probably wouldn't be so disappointed. But because of its name, Beauty Fred, I am disappointed. So anyway, we'll keep our fingers crossed. So it really is goodbye this time. I know this video's been quite long, but they are long when you're doing repotting. You know, you want to see the whole process, so I apologise if it's too long. And but anyway, thanks for watching again, and please like or dislike and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.